What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new football talk video, and today's topic is this football super league that is talked about. I don't know if you heard about it, I've read a lot of articles on it. Basically, all the biggest clubs in the Premier League, of the chief executives of these clubs, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool, so the big five met and it was a kind of a secret meeting, and the details got out to the English media, and everybody is up in arms about this because they met because of one of the organizers of this International Champions Cup tournament, which is basically a pre-season American friendly tournament, and it's an invitational tournament. And this chief executive of this tournament, who is an American, he gave the interview, which I think is very, very scary, basically saying that instead of the Champions League, football should create a tournament which is purely invitational and you don't have to qualify for it. And that scares me a little bit. And also it's very worrying that the big clubs, for example, the Arsenal chief executive flat out denied that he was there, but then this interview got out, and basically he couldn't deny it anymore. It's very worrying because I think it's one of the reasons why this topic emerged right now is because Leicester City and Tottenham are in the top four, and they look like they are almost 100% certain to finish in the top four, and the big clubs are worried, including Liverpool, and that's I think that's a real shame that if they want to create this tournament. Because it's such a fairy tale story, the Leicester City story, and also Tottenham, and they deserve to be in the Champions League next season if they finish in the top four. And frankly, Liverpool, who only finished once in the top four in the last 5 or 6 years, the reason for that is that we haven't been good enough. Liverpool haven't been good enough, and maybe the chief executives are worried for their own jobs, and creating this other tournament, which is an invitational, would basically guarantee them the money and the windfall, and it's just pure greed from these top clubs. And I think it's plain wrong because football is a competitive sport, and when you create an invitational tournament, it's not competitive anymore. And I know it's the American model. Basically, it's the way how it is, so how top sports is in America. The NBA is, is a closed tournament. There is no relegation from it. There is no promotion to it. The MLS is also a closed tournament. But in Europe, since I've known top sport, it has been always this. Imagine, for example, if you would remove the relegation from the Premier League, it would ruin so much fun from the competition. Also, imagine if you didn't need to qualify for the Champions League from the Premier League. Then basically 3 or 4 clubs would play for the title, and that's it. The other clubs would just play for whatever. And I think the beauty of the sport, of the football, is competition and also the unpredictability. It's already bad that in Germany usually Bayern Munich win the title. Sometimes Dortmund can win it, but that's more the exception than the rule. Also in Spain, most likely Real Madrid or Barcelona will win the title. Atletico Madrid won it recently, but only once. And in the Premier League, I think one of the main beauties of the Premier League is that it's so unpredictable. And now that Leicester and Tottenham are in the top four, I'm actually loving it, yeah, that you will never know which 4 sides will finish in the top 4 next season, and that's why we love football. And I think it's plain wrong, and it's plain a greedy move from maybe these top clubs, these chief executives, to even talk about an idea like this, because it would basically what this American businessman said is basically that Manchester United created this type of modern football, and they deserve the right to be in the Champions League every year, and that's just plain wrong. If Man United are not good enough to be in the top 4 and they don't finish in the top 4, they don't deserve to be in the Champions League. I mean, they were knocked out by PSV Eindhoven and Wolfsburg in the Champions League, and those two teams earned the right to be in the last 16 of the Champions League, and Manchester United didn't qualify. So I think it would be plain wrong to just put them in the Champions League because they are Manchester United, because what they have done in the past. It would be also plain wrong to do that with Liverpool, even though I'm saying that as a Liverpool fan. It would be wrong to put Liverpool in the Champions League when we are not good enough. When we qualified for the Champions League, we had Suarez, we were good enough, but then we made an absolute shambles of the group stage and we got knocked out by Basel simply because we were not good enough. And then if we are not good enough, we don't deserve to be there. That's my aim, and that's my basic point. And I only want Liverpool to be in the Champions League when we earned the right to be there. Even though we are Liverpool and we are a historic club, we won a lot of titles and a lot of trophies in the past. I think Ian Ayre and all the chief executives of the big clubs should be held accountable. Why are they behind Leicester City, a small club with very little money? It's because they mismanaged their money. They brought the wrong players in, and the manager couldn't get the best out of the squad, and that's why they are behind Leicester City. And I think they should, maybe they are worried about their own position, and that's why they are holding this discussion. I think it's a very interesting topic and discussion, and I would love to hear your opinion on this. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? I think basically all the big clubs should be taking a long and hard look at themselves and how have they let Leicester City to be on top of the Premier League and potentially to win the Premier League. Because all the big clubs, Chelsea, Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal should look at themselves and how they have spent all these incredible amounts of money, have been building their squads for all these years, and then Leicester City comes in out of nowhere, spending virtually no money. Like the whole Leicester City squad cost less than one Man City player, for example, and they have let Leicester City go ahead of them because they have been better. That's a simple reason. And I think the chief executives, some of them should go. For example, Ian Ayre, I'm not really happy with his work so far at Liverpool, and it's staggering that he wasted all these hundreds of millions of pounds and he is still in the job. Let's hope that with Jurgen Klopp, hopefully Liverpool will buy better players. But mainly, the main reason why all these big clubs are behind Leicester City is because I think they wasted a lot of money on players who haven't been good enough, and they didn't buy the right players. So let me know what you think about this. I think it's a very interesting topic to talk about. I don't want this Football Super League to happen at all. I want the Champions League to be like it is today, that the clubs have to earn the right to be there and they have to qualify for it. And simply, if you are not good enough and you don't qualify for the Champions League, shouldn't be in the competition. For example, this International Champions Cup tournament, AC Milan are invited, and they finished like in 10th place in the Serie A, where they were invited after the season into this Invitational tournament because they are AC Milan. But you can't tell me that they were good enough to be in the Champions League, and they should be in the Champions League because they are AC Milan, because they finished in mid-table in the Serie A, and the likes of Napoli and Juventus and Roma were better than them, and they qualified for the Champions League. So I think this American style, the American model, it wouldn't work in Europe. I don't want it to be like that. I love the promotion and the relegation from each league, and I think it adds a lot more fun and a lot more excitement for the fans, and I think we should leave football like it is today. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. See you later, guys. Goodbye.